brand new record from Lenny Lashley's Gang of One, All Are Welcome. It's out tomorrow. Lenny Lashley is here to play a session for us today at Great Scott, so please give Lenny a round of applause. Take it away, Lenny, when you're ready.
Meant to leave you, buddy. We're so sad we had to see you go. And whenever you was gone from us, we shook out of control. We was running with the real kids, baby. They was running with me, and we miss you, Bruiser. No one's ever gonna know the love we shared for you. Now it seems as if we're all alone. We haven't got a clue. But I swear that we would fight the devil to hold you in our arms. And we love you, Bruiser. And I'm writing just to hopefully let you know that your mom and papa always gonna love you so. We'll be together, buddy, don't be alarmed. We'll keep you from harm. Singing with the hoops that maybe you can hear, and remember how we loved each other all the years. We'll be together, buddy, it'll be soon. Till then, here's this tune. Bruiser, bruiser, Mayor Courtney Nelson on pedal steel. So here's a relatively new song. It's on a new record called Lonesome. Feels like I've been here all night. Had a shit ton of beers and I'm itching to fight. I won't call you, I better go home by my lonesome. The damage is already done. There's 1,010,000 races I've already run, and you can't ever hide from your fears when you're lonesome. When you're lonesome. Here comes the cold-handed doom. Feel his icy dead grip as he walks in the room. No escaping, he comes for us all. When we're lonesome, when we're lonesome, when we're lonesome. That's a nice catch right there, because I usually that tape. Anyway, thanks you guys for coming out on a Thursday afternoon and leaving your significant others. Here's another new one called Weakness. Stand up, it'll be alright. Don't think over and over about it. Relax, don't fight. Sometimes every war we're in is not worth winning. Don't show your weakness when you're your weakest. There's still a long, long way to go. Oh, if you feel like you just can't go on, well, you must be strong, 'cause you must still move forward. You're an outsider, never did belong, and you always seem to look over your shoulder. And that's a weakness that cuts the deepest. The world is not your enemy. Be brave, live life, don't ever stop trying, and that will be its own reward. Well, certainly you'll try with all your might, but there's something there to guide you through the darkest night. And when you get to the other side, all the bullshit fades and you will just be stronger. Guess what? They're right. Don't you know someday you're only on your shoulder? And that's their weakness. We all have weakness. The world is not your enemy. Be brave, live life, don't ever stop trying. Realize that you are not alone, and not 1,000,000 miles from home. You can overcome this weakness. Anyway, thanks again to Adam for having us. This is a song called Gates. The first song I ever wrote when I got sober about 10 years ago. So, 1, 2, 3. I was standing right there at the gates of the West when the blood came pouring out. The whole freaking world was spinning in my head, and it all just spilled about. Pick up the pieces, don't cry. Feet on stagger and fall. Don't repeat it all again. I am aware that systems drop. Blame it on the world and how it all seemed to stop. The longest night in your life alone. Pick up the pieces, don't cry. Feed on your fears. Don't believe the lies. Feed on your fears. Don't believe the lies. Gates of the west again. Check your pulse, my friend. Shadows are near. Death isn't far. What remains, we'll never know. Shadows are near. Death isn't far. Pick up the pieces, don't cry. Feed on your fears. Don't believe the lies. Feed on your fears. Don't believe the lies. Springtime is lost, but coming home to you. Springtime is lost, but coming home to you is springtime is lost, but coming home to you is enough. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Lenny Lashley's Gang of One. Keep the applause going. Although it's Gang of Two this afternoon. You want to introduce your sideman?
Yeah, this is Cody Nielsen, great pedal steel player.
Yeah, give Cody a round of applause. He was in here earlier building what he calls the spaceship. Looks great, sounds great. It adds a nice texture to what you do, Lenny, too.
Well, he knows how to polish a turd better than anybody.
Thank you for taking time to do this today, Lenny, too. It personally means a lot to me. I love to see you perform, and I'm looking forward to digging into the new album. All Are Welcome. It's out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So let's first of all let's talk about the album. I'm curious. You work a full-time job. You're also a full-time member of the state. You sound like, technically.
Well, my boss is here, so I
exactly. Got to be honest about that. You're a full-time member of the Street Dogs now. You've been for years, and they've new album last year and a tour and all that. When the hell did you find the time to sit down and write 10 new songs and put a new album out and record it all?
Oh, I mean, it's been 6 years, so you think that's not extremely prolific, I would guess, I've been piecing them together.
Song and a half a year.
Voice memos, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
Sing a tune, and we've been busy with the Street Dogs, so Pete finally, in the Souls, finally reached out and was like, it's time to do something, and happened to be a gap, so.
Perfect. Worked out well.
Yeah.
You mentioned you got your voice memos, so when you come up with a song idea, it's in that novel that we can do that now, that you've got the
best.
As much as the technology sucks in a lot of ways, it's especially for you as a songwriter, it's got to be great to have that tool.
Are you kidding me? If I could go back and get all those micro cassettes.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask. What were you so back in so you're writing this the original Darkbuster songs. Like, what was the process like that? What was the process? Did you have a micro cassette recorder?
Drinking a lot of beers.
Yes.
And hopefully remembering them, yeah.
You're right, sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's always, I don't have a great memory, so I did everything from micro cassettes to, the phone's great.
It is. It's a good tool to have.
They say if it's good, you're supposed to remember it anyway. That's what my mother always used to tell me.
She's right about that.
If you can't remember it, it's not important.
Probably wasn't worth, probably was hanging on to. Well, that's good too. You mentioned the last song that you played, Gates, was the first song you wrote when you said you got sober 10 years ago. Yeah. So never mind the technology of moving from micro cassette to voice memo. What's the writing process like been for you for the last decade or so as someone who's sober as opposed to when you weren't? Because now you've got a good selection of songs from both of those eras of the life of Lenny Lashley to kind of be able to look and say, what was the process like for each of those?
I mean, by and large, it's the same thing, right? If it resonates with me somehow, then I try and express it. I guess that's the simplest way I can put it, you know? If something, same to the stuff that I listen to. If it speaks to me, then I listen to it. If it doesn't, you know.
Who inspires you? Who do you listen to? I mean, I know I know you're a fan of. We've talked before. You've been a big fan of Joe Strummer, obviously.
Yeah,
and the Clash has always been a musical way for you to get inspired, but also just with the content of his lyrics as well. I know is something that resonates with you.
Yeah, and Joe was like I look at him more as a role model, as like what he did to be able to lead. You know, he was a leader. He did what he wanted to do, and if he saw something that he didn't think was cool, then he wasn't afraid to tell you, you know. But I listen to everything now. I've been listening a lot to Brian Fallon's last record. I listen to Chet Baker. I
like a lot of jazz, too.
I just bounce all over the place. I'm real schizophrenic with that.
So the new record, again, it's out tomorrow. But by the time people are watching this online, they'll probably be able to listen to the record. But for the benefit of those people who were nice enough to come out to Great Scott today, give up part of their Thursday afternoon, what's the record going to sound like? What's the inspiration behind? I mean, All Are Welcome. I've been playing the title track on Indie617, and I think it's a wonderful song. It's very well written. It feels like a response to a lot of the xenophobia and the fear and the racism that's been happening in, not just in our country, but globally in recent years. I get that theme out of that song. Is there more of that on the record?
I mean, it's not as depressing as Illuminated was.
Okay.
Let's just put it that way.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm in a better point, you know. So, there's some straight up rockers, and that.
Good.
And the title track is a commentary, kind of a little bit on how I feel about some stuff that's going on in the political climate, you know. But it's not all like that. I mean, it's fun, you know. It's a fun record, I think.
And you get to take it on the road. You're opening for Dropkick Murphys on their kind of winter into spring tour, correct?
Yeah. We leave Sunday for 22 days. The first date in Poughkeepsie, and then we end up at HOB with them on the 17th. St.
Nice.
Patty's, so.
Where are you looking forward to visiting? You get to go on tour. I mean, obviously you tour with Street Dogs. What are some of the cities that, when you look at the calendar, when you look at the schedule, you go, oh, I'm looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to that one.
I guess I'm just looking forward to the warmth of Florida down south, I guess.
Fair enough.
That's nice, and they got gators and stuff down there. So
you like alligators, do you?
I've only been to Florida twice. So.
You get a snake there. You get you get an alligator anywhere?
I'm hoping to get one.
Okay, eventually.
And
you're running out of space. You're running out of room, man. You're gonna have to start like using the top of your head or something like that. I mean,
I just want an alligator.
Oh, you want physically want to own one? I see.
That's not legal, but
yeah, I was gonna. Well, what do people usually do? You know, they get them as a pet. They get sick out of them after like a month. They throw them down the toilet, and then
that's kind of what I'm hoping.
Pops out of someone else's toilet 6 months later, and it's like twice as big.
It'll be at the midway.
It'll be the mascot. Real quick before we wrap up, you've got the double logo on. You got your Revs shirt and your Revs hat on today. So clearly you're a big supporter.
Yeah. And one of the songs actually on the new record kind of developed haphazardly into a Revs tune. So hopefully things that we've been talking with them, with a guy, Cathal Conlon, who's VP of marketing over there, and we're hoping that it's something that the team embraces.
I hope so too. It was a couple of years ago. Was Dave from Big D? He had that song "One" that he wrote, and they used that as a big anthem.
Yeah. So basically, I'm just stealing the idea from Lars Fredrickson, and his drummer did a thing for Real, Salt Lake Real too. So
okay.
But it made sense. The first line of the song was "Sons and Daughters of the Revolution," and I couldn't think of where to go with it. So
there you go.
Let's make it a football song.
Why not? Lenny Lashley's Gang of One. Round of applause, please. Thank you all for coming out to Great Scott this afternoon. Thanks again to Pacifico and to Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage. I'm Adam 12 from Indie617 Pickup. All are welcome from Lenny Lashley out on February the 15th.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Lenny.
Obligatory YouTube outro. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and connect with Indie617 on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.